Yeah, everyone able to see my screen?
Yes, Anusha, continue.
Mm. Can someone tell me how to convert this number to this array? In the last class we have discussed, right? Can someone tell? Hello.
By using split
Repeat again.
number.
Split function. So you mean to say split? Okay. On basis of what?
Wow.
Yeah, proceed.
Just without declaring anything in that term, it will give the output as it comes.
So can we directly apply these split functions on type number?
No. Last
What we should do? Anyone? So split function, okay, we can apply only for okay. So what you can do, you can do something like a, then toString is the method, okay, which is used to convert a number to string. Not only a number, anything if you want to convert to a string, you will just use toString, okay. Then you will use the split function. Okay, now I have told you to run the division based on any number, nothing, right? Just an empty quotes. Okay, now if you print the answer, anyone, any doubts? Now, what is the one here? What is the type of one here? What's the type of one?
String type.
Yes, it's a string. Suppose if I want to join back this 1, 2, 3, okay, and display it like this. Okay, now what we can do, we have one function called join. Okay, join on what basis? Join on empty string basis. Okay, then it will join like this. Wait a minute, net is little bit slower, I guess. So if you join with empty braces, right? So actually, however the string is there, it will just join these numbers. Okay. Suppose if you want to join braces on comma, then you will be able to see like 1 comma 2 comma 3. Suppose if you want to join the numbers basis on star, okay, then you will see 1 star 2 star 3. Any doubts till now for join function? Okay. Can anyone tell me how to convert this A to full caps? Right now it's everything in small letters, right? Now how to convert everything to full caps? Anyone can tell me? Any guess? So right now these are in lowercase letter. I want to convert them to uppercase letter. Okay. So just do A.
X transform.
What?
X transform.
I didn't get you. Can you repeat it?
Transform.
Okay.
X transform.
That is when you are using a style attribute. But now we are talking about JavaScript, right? That is when you are styling something and if you want to convert to uppercase. Now in JavaScript you need to you will have
Local upper.
functions which you use to convert. Okay. So you have something called to uppercase method which will convert everything to the uppercase. Okay. Now tell me how to convert anything in the uppercase to lowercase.
Two lowercase.
Low.
Yeah. So console.log of b dot to lowercase method. Okay. Now if you just reload it, you will see converted to lowercase. Okay. So does anyone know normal for loop? What is a loop actually?
Group of statements to execute together.
Okay. For what it is used?
For repeating.
Suppose if we want to access all the elements of an array, we want to loop through the array. Okay. For that purpose, you will be using something called for loop. Okay. Which will start with the for keyword and with the curly braces. Okay. Here in these braces, there will be 3 statements. Okay. First, first statement is used for initialization. Okay. The next statement is the condition to check. The next statement will be incrementing or decrementing. Okay. I said the first statement is used for initialization. We need to have some variable, for example, var, and it has to be initialized with some initial value. Okay. What is the initial value of an array?
A of 0.
0. Right. So you will give let I equal to 0. Suppose if you want to loop from zeroth index of the array. Okay. Then next statement is the condition I am telling. Okay. Suppose if I value should be less than or equal to 3, which means that I want this loop to execute only three value. Okay. That means first it will become I equal to 0, then I equal to 1, then I equal to 2, okay, then I equal to 3. Whenever it reached third value, okay, after that, when it reaches I equal to 4, this loop will stop iterating, okay. Now we can have either incrementing or decrementing, okay. We will just use I plus plus. Now what I am doing, I will just console.log of. So just I want to print the array values, right? So you will be giving A, okay, and which the index will be represented by I here. So I will give just A of I, okay. Now how the loop will start executing is that first it will initialize one variable I and its value is assigned with 0. Then it will check this condition, okay. 0 is less than or equal to 3. So 0 is less than 3, right?
Yes.
So 0 is less than 3, right? So it will just start going to the next line. Okay, that means it is true. Then it will come to this console log. Then it will print the 1 value. What is it? It's A of 0, right? Initially. Okay, it will print 1 value. Then we are doing the incrementing. So now 0 will become 1. Okay, now it will check 1 less than or equal to 3, true. Okay, A of 1 value. A of 1 value. What is the A of 1 value? 2. So 2 will be printed on the new line. Okay, now again I plus plus. Now I value will become 2. 2 less than or equal to 3, true. Then A of 2 value will be printed. That is 3. Okay, 3 is printed here. Then again I plus plus is there. Now the I value will become 3. 3 less than or equal to 3, it's equal to is there. So it will become true. Then it will print A of 3 value. Okay. Then I plus plus. Then I value will become 4. 4 less than or equal to 3, false. So it will come out of the loop and no statements inside the loop will be executed. The for loop is done. Okay. Any doubts till now? Any doubts?
No.
Okay. Now I'll ask the questions here. Okay. Now I made it 1. Instead of 0, I made it 1. Then what will be the output here?
2, 3, 4.
Correct. So we are starting with 1. So we are starting with here A of 1, which is 2. So it will print 2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4.
Okay. Now I will give the value here as 4. Now what will be the output?
2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. So it will check until the index 4. 4 less than or equal to 4, true. So A of 4, A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3, A of 3.
A of 4.
Yeah. So it will print all the 5. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Any doubts? No. So this is the traditional for loop. Okay. Nowadays, nobody is using it. They are using nowadays nobody has using it, and they were using some inbuilt loops. Okay. For that purpose, I will tell you about for each. What is for each? Map and filter. Okay. Now same array we have. Okay. Now how to use this syntax is that, okay, first we will print a. So for each element in the array, which means to say for each value in the array, okay, we need to take that value. So whatever you want to give the value name, you can mention it here. Suppose val, element, or whatever. Suppose, for example, Anusha, anything you can give. So right now I'm taking val, okay, for each element, okay. Now I will just do console.log of val. Now you can see all the values will print it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Suppose if you want to know about the index, you can just give comma and give something called index. Then you can specify the index here. See, in 0th index, 1 is the value. 1th index, 2 is the value. 2th index, 3 is the value. Any doubt, anyone? Suppose I will replace this val with element. Now what will be the output? Now what will be the printed in the console.log?
It will be same.
Same, because we are just giving a name to access. Like in the for loop, we have given I, right? The same format. You can give whatever name we want. Instead of I, you can specify X, Z, Y, whatever you wish to. Just the name matters, that's it. Suppose instead of index, I'll give I. Okay. Now what will be the output?
It will not print anything.
Yeah. Suppose you know about the return statements, right? Return is basically used to return some value. Okay. For example, I will just do return element. Now what I will do, I'll just print answer. Now, anyone can tell me what is the output of ANS will be? Return statement is just used to return some value. What is the element value here?
Array value.
Not array. So in the first iteration, it will be 1. In the second iteration, its value is 2. The third iteration, its value is 4. In the fourth iteration, its value is 4. And next iteration, its value will be 5. So that value we are returning to ANS. Okay. Just store the value, whatever is there in the element. Now, if I do the console.log of ANS, then what will be returned? Forget about it. Okay. I will just tell you once I told about map. Okay. Now we will just change some values. It will be 3, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now let us talk about map first. Okay. Let ANS equal to map, also same syntax, a dot map. Okay. And what we can give here? Okay. Value. So how to declare a function? Anyone can tell me how to declare a function? In the last class, I have told you, no? Function statement, function declaration. Nobody remembers?
With function name,
Yeah, we will just give first the function keyword, okay, and the function name as my function. Any name you can give, whatever you wish to say. For example, A, B, C. Then you will have braces, then you have curly braces open. Correct? This is the way of declaring a normal function, right? Any doubts, anyone till now?
Yeah, Anusha,
Yeah.
I did not understand about this marriage. I mean,
About for each.
yeah,
I
this arrow type.
Yeah, I will tell. I will tell. So how to declare this function? Everyone understood, right? There is also another way to declare a function. Those are called as arrow functions. Okay. Arrow function starts with braces. Okay. And they will contain one arrow, then open and curly braces. Suppose if you give some parameter A, okay, you will just access it like this, right? Console.log of A. Mm. So how do you invoke this function? How to invoke this function? Function invocation. Nobody watched the video, at least after telling the class. What are you doing?
invoking function calling.
Yeah, what is that function calling? You should give name and the braces.
ABC brace.
As
Semicolon.
function invocation. Okay. Suppose if you are passing some parameters, you can just specify it here. And this value will be accessed as B. Okay. If we print console.log of B, what will be printed? You are checking, right? You are passing some value. That value is accessed as variable B. So what will be the value of B now?
5.
5. You are just passing the value as B. Okay. The B value will be 5. And if you do the console.log of B, 5 will be printed. Let me just show you. Any doubts till now? Okay. Now I said another way of declaring is arrow function. Okay. Okay. If you want to pass some parameters, right? You can give A, B, 5. Okay. And this value you can directly access with B, or you can give some braces and you can give it as B. Suppose if there is only one value, you will not give braces. Okay, you will just access it with B and you will just use console.log of B. That's it. Any doubts till now? What is arrow function? You have understood, right? Here you are giving one variable and you are assigning some function, okay, which is an arrow function. That name of the variable you have specified it as AB. Okay. Now to the arrow function, if you want to pass some parameter, you will just pass how you are in the function invocation itself, like how you are passing it here. Okay. Suppose if you don't want to send any value, okay, you can just print whatever statement you want. It will just print normal. Understood? So this is an arrow function. Just this piece of code, okay, it is known as arrow function. This arrow function you are assigning to some variable just for the executing purpose. Okay. Any doubts? Suppose if you want to call this function directly, if you don't want to give any name, you can do something like this, I guess. Okay, now it is called as invoking function. It itself invokes the function. Any doubts till now? If you understand arrow function, then only you will understand this for each and map.
Can you explain once again this arrow function?
Okay. So arrow function syntax is that it contains braces and one arrow, okay, and some curly braces. Okay. Now, whatever statements you want to print, you can print it here. Okay. Now, for the function invocation, okay. Now you check the console, nothing is there. If you want to invoke a normal function, what you are doing? You are calling the name with curly braces, correct? With braces, correct? Suppose if you want to invoke an arrow function, there are two ways to invoke. Okay, either you can give some name to this arrow function. That is, you can assign, so you can assign it to some variable, okay? And you can invoke it using that variable. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Suppose if you don't want to give it any name, okay, and you just want to invoke itself, it is known as self invocation. It itself will invoke the function, okay. For that, you will enclose this everything in the braces. What is invocation? These braces, right? So you will be calling like this. This is known as self invocation. This is the arrow function till here. This arrow function you have enclosed in the braces and you are calling the function. Double curly braces, round braces itself meaning is that we are invoking it. Any doubts till now? Suppose if you want to invoke ABC, okay, with self invocation, okay, without any braces, without calling the function with the name, then you can just enclose it in the braces, square round braces, then you can invoke it like this. Okay. Since we have passed no value to it, the B is undefined. Suppose if I pass the 5 here, okay, then so what is the main disadvantage is that suppose if you are not giving the name and if you want to invoke this function in the next places as well, you cannot do it, right? Because you doesn't know the name of the function to call it. That's why it's less preferred and used only in some cases. Understood, or you want to explain me again? Any explanation?
One sec. Please explain about for each again now. Because I understood the arrow function, but for each
Okay. So, as I have told you, the for each we need to apply only for arrays. Okay. So A dot for each. These for each will expect some callback function, which is nothing but some arrow function. Okay. That is, you will give the double curly braces, then arrow, then braces. Okay. This is an arrow function, right? In this, it will accept some value, which is the element, each element in the value. And if you just want to print it, you can just do console.log of val. That's it. The for each will does everything to us. You can see 2, 8, 9, 10. So it will loop through every element in the A. If you 2, 8, 9, 10. Suppose if you want to know some index, okay, you can just specify one comma and you can give the index or I. Okay, and you can just print its index. Understood the for each concept?
Yeah,
Suppose if you try to return some value, okay, for each iteration, and okay, and if you try to print the console.log of ANS, okay, it will always give you undefined. Will get undefined because the return value of for each is always undefined. Okay, so return value doesn't work here. If you try to return it, it will be undefined. So same case with the map. Okay, what map does? So you can just use a dot map. Then what it will expect? It will expect some function, okay, which is an arrow function. Okay, and you are taking some value. And if you, what if you say if you want to multiply the value by value, okay, you can just do console.log of val star val. Okay, now I will tell you the difference between the for each and map as well. Okay, now if I just print it, you can see 2 stars 2, 4, 8 star 8, 64, 9 star 9, 81, 10 star 10, 100. Okay, that will be printed. Suppose if you just return value star value. Okay, now if I do console.log of, sorry, map array. Now you can see a new array got created and this 4, 64, 81 and 100 will get stored in this map array. Got it? So all the values are returned by map. For each value, it will create an array. It will place it in an array. Suppose if you don't want this, if you want the actual array, okay, then you can just give val. Then if you just reload it, it will print, it will give you 2, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Suppose if you want to give val star, val star, val, then you will get the cube. So a return type is always there for a map, and whatever value we are returning, that will be stored as an element in the array. Any doubts till now? Any doubts?
sure. You should specify only by val element or index only.
I didn't, yeah, you can get only value or index. That's it. Nothing, no other attribute.
So value and element are equal.
Val is nothing but an element. Element is what? The value of an array. That's it. Both are same. So, if you say this two, this is known as element as well as the value. Okay, element
Yeah.
in the array. Okay.
Okay.
Now, for example, okay, we are keeping some condition in our map. For conditions, what we need, if we want to check any conditions, what we will use? If we want to check any condition, what we will use?
If.
Yeah, if. Okay, now what I will tell, if the value, okay, is less than 5, okay, then only return that value. Okay. Now, can someone tell me what will be the output? Now, can someone tell me what will be the output of this map array?
Five
What?
only two will print.
Only 2? Okay. Now so how this it will check is like, so it is taking the array. Okay. Now the first value will become 2. If 2 is less than 5, true, then return val. The value is printed. So one new array got created in that 2 is pushed. Okay. Now it will come to 8. Okay, the value. Now 8 is less than 5. No, the condition has become false. So it will come out of this if statement. And here what is returned? Nothing is returned. So it will return undefined. Okay. Now it will go through 9. 9 is less than 5. No. So there will be always some return type for this map. That is what I wanted to tell you. Suppose if that condition is not satisfied, then it will give you undefined. Now let us check it. Okay. Okay, 2, undefined, undefined. Any doubts till now? So actually it's like a very bad, right? If we are satisfied, if we want an array which satisfies the condition, but not like this undefined, undefined and all, just the 2 alone in the array. Okay. So for that purpose, filter came into picture. Okay. Suppose if you just use filter array, a dot filter syntax is same, a dot filter, then it will accept some arrow function. Okay. And it will take some value. And in that, if you can just use the same condition. If value is less than 5, then return that value. One second. Understood the difference?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is my array. Okay. Now, can someone tell me, I want to return some new array. Okay. Map array, which should be equal to 4, 16, 36 and 64. Okay. Just multiply with the same number. Can someone tell me how to do it? Just now we talked about everything you need to tell now.
Console.log of value star value.
Value star.
Just the console log or you need to map it?
Map
Okay. How to apply map function? First, what you will do? First, you will check to which array you should map.
array.map.
What is the array here? What is the array here?
KN.
AN. Okay.
AN.
Array dot what function we are applying?
Map.
Map. Then it's a function, right? Function means braces. Okay.
Braces.
This function what it
Value
will
star.
accept?
Value.
No,
Value star value.
arrow function.
Value star value.
What it will accept? It will accept an arrow function, right? What is the syntax
Yes.
of arrow function? Braces, arrow, then curly braces. Yeah, then it will accept what it will accept.
Value.
Value.
Param. Okay, then what you need to do here?
Console.log.
Console dot log of value dot
Value star.
value.
Value star value.
I said I want console log for map array. Okay, I don't
Okay.
want a console log in my map. So I don't want to print a map console log here. So what I should do now here? Okay, this console log statement itself should give these values.
Map where
Okay, tell. I said na return. Return will return the
value star
value.
value.
Return value star
Ah.
value.
Value star value.
Value.
Understood?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want someone to tell about the filter array. Suppose if the number is greater than 5, then only return that new array. Okay. Now someone tell me what to do.
an dot filter value of let
Okay. Just a minute. Yeah. And dot
an dot
Dot filter
filter.
filter of value
Okay.
of value.
value
Value directly, or do I need to specify any function? Specify an arrow.
Arrow.
function.
Arrow.
Okay. And whatever value we are giving, it's called as parameter. Okay.
value.
Give some parameter as value. Then what I need to do here?
If
What I said?
condition has to be
If
if
Condition.
condition
Okay.
value less than
Oh,
value greater than 5
greater than 5.
okay. Then
return value
Return value.
val. Very good. Okay. Now if you do console.log of filter array, okay. You can see
it will do 8 6 or star you will do star.
any doubts till now? Anyone? Okay. Now I will tell one operator called ternary operator. Okay. Ternary operator is this. Question mark is called ternary operator. Okay. Suppose there is one variable. B, and its value is 10. Okay. Let C, its value is 20. Okay. Now we have let Z. Okay. Suppose if B equal to C, okay, then store a value of 10, else, okay, then store 20. Anybody understood this thing?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just checks the conditions. Okay. Ternary operator, before the question mark, you will tell what's the condition is. Suppose if 10 double equals to 20, 10 equal to 20, yeah. If it is true, then 10 value is stored in Z. If it is not true, this condition, then 20 value will be stored. And this is the syntax, question mark with colon. Okay, I'll just print it and show you now. So 10 equal to 20. This condition is true or false? This condition is
False.
true or false.
False.
Now what value will be stored?
20 will be stored.
20.
Uh,
20 will be stored.
Yeah. So if you just check it, 20. Okay. Now I will change this 20 value to 10. Okay. Now what will be the value of Z?
10 will be printed.
10 will be printed.
10 will be stored. Okay. So this is about the ternary condition. Instead of if else, you can just have a ternary operator which will complete everything in one line. Okay. Now, how to find the length of a string?
str.clear.
Yeah, true. So if you just do console.log of
Console.log of str.length.
length will give you the exact length of this string. Okay. 15. Any doubts?
No.
Okay. Now we have something called index of function. Okay. We have something like str dot index of hello.
0.
Yeah. So it will just print the index. Okay. What
Zero.
is the first index? Suppose if it contains one more hello. Now what will be printed? So in this statement we have two hellos, right? What will be printed?
First one will be 12.
First one.
So index of will take only the first occurrence and it will return the first occurrence of this hello. In this case, 0. Okay. Suppose if we want to find out what is the last index of hello, then we can use something called last index of. Okay. And you just save it. And
Last one.
yeah. So it will count it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and H is starting from 16. So it will give the index as 16. Any doubts?
No doubt.
Yeah. So this is the first index and last index. Okay. And we have some array operations. Okay. Let A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now I want the output to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the difference between this input and this output? What is the difference between this input and this output?
We have to insert extra value.
Yeah, insert extra value 5. So for that, anybody has any future like how to do it? Anybody
When
has
you
any?
join
Joining.
No, we have some operation called push, okay, which will push some value to the array. So you can just specify aj dot push 5,
5
okay, and you will do the console dot log of aj.
AJ.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Any doubts till now? Suppose I want to print again one console log statement. Okay, here for AJ. Okay. Now I want to remove that inserted 5 value, which means that it should print me 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what should I do?
There will be full
You have to
function.
remove the
I need to remove one value. For
One value.
that, we have one function called pop. Okay,
Pop.
pop will just
C++.
remove the value. Okay, so if you just check 1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4. Okay, so these two push and pop will work inserting values at last. Okay, so you have pushed 5, it is inserted at last. You have used pop, the value is removed at last.
Removed at last.
Suppose if you want to do some operations which will do at starting. Okay, like pushing or popping, you want at start. Okay, for that, what you need to do, you have some functions called shift and unshift. Okay, suppose if you want to push some value, now you will specify aj dot unshift. Meaning is that it will push the values at the starting. Okay, now I am pushing Anusha. Okay, now I will do console.log of AJ. Now, if you can see the array, Anusha will be at the starting.
Start.
Okay, suppose if I want to remove the value at starting, then you will use something called aj.shift.
Shift.
Then it will remove the value at starting. Hey, I have a scrum call. Bye bye. Ending the session. Okay. That's it for everyone. Do the homework. Okay. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye, Anusha. Bye.
Bye.